That grief was making me grasp at impossible hopes. But the message had come from Danny's phone, and who else would know about the Miller farm? The next afternoon, I drove my old Honda down the dirt road leading to the abandoned farmhouse, my heart hammering against my ribs. If Danny was alive, why fake his death? If he was in trouble, why not come to me for help? As I pulled up to the crumbling house, I saw a figure emerge from behind the old barn. Even from a distance, I recognized the walk, the way he held his shoulders. It was my son, very much alive and looking nervously over his shoulder. Danny ran to my car as I parked, and when I stepped out, he pulled me into a fierce hug that confirmed what my heart already knew. This was real. My boy was breathing, warm, alive. "Mom, I'm so sorry," he whispered into my hair. "I never wanted you to go through that funeral, but I had to make sure you were safe first." Safe from what? I pulled back to look at his face, searching for answers. His eyes were haunted, older than they'd been just weeks ago. "From the people Stephanie's been working with. Mom, I think they want to kill me for real." We sat in his truck behind the old barn while Danny explained how his perfect marriage had become a nightmare. Stephanie hadn't just married him for love. She'd married him for access to something much more valuable than his teacher's pension. "Remember when Grandpa Joe died and left you that property in Colorado?" Danny asked. I nodded. My father had owned 40 acres of what everyone thought was worthless mountain land. I'd never even seen it, just paid the property taxes every year out of habit. Stephanie had it surveyed without telling either of us. Turns out there's a natural gas reserve underneath it worth millions, maybe tens of millions. Danny's jaw tightened. She's been planning to get her hands on it this whole time. "But the land is in my name," I said, confused. "Was in your name. Remember those papers you signed last month? The ones Stephanie said were for Danny's life insurance beneficiary updates?" My blood went cold. I'd trusted my daughter-in-law when she'd brought me a stack of legal documents, explaining that Danny wanted to make sure everything was in order for our family's financial security. I'd signed without reading carefully because I trusted her. "She forged some of the paperwork," Danny continued. "Made it look like you were transferring the property to me as part of estate planning. Then she had me sign papers that would make her the sole heir if anything happened to me." The pieces were falling into place with sickening clarity. "So if you're dead, she owns land worth millions." "Exactly. But here's where it gets worse. The people she's working with aren't just paper pushers. They're criminals, Mom. They've done this before to other families, targeting older people with valuable assets they don't know they have." I felt that familiar surge of protective anger I'd experienced throughout Danny's childhood. Nobody threatened